It's now time for the Reverb Sports full game recap. We go all the way back to April the 9th, the year 2024, when the Nashville Predators were welcoming in the Winnipeg Jets for the final time. This regular season, head coach Andrew Burnett deploys his line combinations and defensive pairings in the following way: Forsberg, O'Reilly, and Nyquist, Zucker, Sissons, and Jankowski, Beauvillier, Novak, Evangelista, Smith, McCarron, and Sherwood. So just a little bit of shifting around there amongst the middle of the forward lines. McDonough and Yossi, Luzon and Carrier, Stastny, and Shen are your defensive pairings. UC Saros gets the start in net. Our first piece of action comes a minute and 3 seconds into the game when Lowry is off to the box. 2 minutes for interference. Hellebuck comes up with a save on Luke Evangelista. That would be the first shot on goal of the game. Hellebuck then comes up with a save on Philip Forsberg, and then Hellebuck would come up with one more save on Colton Sissons in his backhand scoring attempt before the end of the Nashville Predators power play. With the first special teams action out of the way in just the first 3 minutes, we return to 5-on-5 action. That's where we find it 3:28. Hellebuck comes up with a save on Sherwood at 4:05 of the first period. Tommy Novak scores his 16th goal of the season, breaking through and putting the Nashville Predators ahead 1-0. It was a strong drive to the net and a tuck-in. There was going to be a delayed penalty called, but no reason for that penalty as Novak finishes the play for his 16th. At the 6:06 mark of the first period, it's McCarron off to the box, 2 minutes for holding. That's where we find the Winnipeg Jets going to work on their power play. It would not take long before Velarde would score his 20th goal of the season, tying it up at one apiece, but that's not the whole story. Through the legs, shoots from behind far side, easily a 5-star highlight reel goal. Probably makes the NHL end of the week, end of the month, maybe end of the season goals package. Velarde truly with an astonishing highlight reel goal right there ties the game up at one apiece. 7:09 mark of the first period. Hellebuck comes up with a save on Tommy Novak at 8:19 of the first period. Scheifele picks up his 24th of the season, putting Winnipeg now up 2-1. Forsberg could not get the puck out of the zone, turned it over at the blue line, and that ends up in the back of the net rather quickly. The Jets seem to be skating and moving just a little bit faster than the Preds at this point in the first period. The 9-minute mark, Pionk's off to the box, 2 minutes for high sticking. You'd see Hellebuck come with a save on Zucker's one time, but that would be it for the Nashville Predators on this power play. The 10:27 mark of the first period, it's Saros coming with a save on Iafallo at the 11:28 mark. Saros a save on Stanley, but at 12:46 of first period, Saros cannot come up with this one as DeMello scores his third goal of the season, giving the Winnipeg Jets a 3-1 lead here in the first period at Bridgestone Arena. The Predators just sloppy with the puck and sloppy in their own end for several minutes now, giving up 3 goals to the Winnipeg Jets on barely any more shots than that on goal. 14:53 of the first period. Saros comes up with a save on Ehlers. 17:13 in the first. Hellebuck comes up with a save on McCarron plus Cole Smith jam times 2. Great scoring opportunity for the Predators right here, but Hellebuck stands tall. 19:15 of the first period. Iafallo off to the box, 2 minutes for roughing. That's where we find Hellebuck come up with a save on Forsberg before the end of the first period. Carryover of a minute and 15 seconds, a minute and 15 into the second period. The Predators, though, at the end of the first period, do outshoot Winnipeg 14-10, but it is the Jets with 3 goals on the board. In that minute and 15 carryover into the second period, Hellebuck comes with one save on Roman Yossi, and that would be it for the power play. Back to 5-on-5 hockey, and we find ourselves at 2:06 of the second period with Hellebuck coming with a save on Jankowski. 2:37. Saros comes up with a save on Monahan at the 3:50 mark. Hellebuck a save on Stastny at the 6:04 mark of the second period. Hellebuck comes with a save on Luke Evangelista on the doorstep, and Evangelista was buzzing in this game. 7:38 of the second period. Hellebuck comes up with a save on Sherwood. 8:13. Another save on Luke Evangelista at 9:50 of the second period. We find Pionk off the box again. 2 minutes for tripping on Philip Forsberg, and this is going to cross us over the midway point in this game, and Connor Hellebuck is going to have to put up some big work right here as he makes yet another save on Luke Evangelista. Then Hellebuck comes up with a save on Roman Yossi, and then before the end of the power play comes up with one more save on the captain, Roman Yossi. We're at the 12:22 mark now of the second period, and Hellebuck is coming in with a save on Luzon. 14:22. This was one of the more impressive saves of the game for Hellebuck. A save on Beauvillier with the mask. Rattled him just a little bit, but good enough to fight it off. The Predators' 30th shot on goal in this game, coming at the 14:22 mark of the second period. The 15:30 mark of the second period. It's Hellebuck coming up with a save on Carey, plus the rebound jam by Ryan O'Reilly. 16:01 in the second second period now. Hellebuck comes with a save on McDonough, 16:56 mark of the second period. We find Jankowski off to the box, 2 minutes for interference. He was irate about this penalty call. You don't see a lot of emotion out of Jankowski. He certainly disagreed with the call, but his teammates bailed him out of the bad situation. 0 shots given up by the Nashville Predators penalty kill. As a matter of fact, I would label that as an outstanding effort on the PK overall. We hit the 19:10 mark. We're in the final minute of the second period now, and Hellebuck's coming with a save on, yet again, Luke Evangelista. 19:52 of the second. One more time for Hellebuck. A save on Tommy Novak. And the Nashville Predators close out the second period with 36 total shots on goal for the game. The Winnipeg Jets are at 16. So Winnipeg has 6 shots on goal in the second period, 10 in the first, 6 in the second. The Preds go from 14 in the first period to 36 at the end of the second period. So credited with 22 shots on goal in the second period. We roll over into the third period. We'll see if the Nashville Predators can continue building on that momentum and the shot disparity. 1:26 now into the third period. It's Hellebuck coming with a save on Smith. That led to a large scrum, which led to McCarron and Stanley separating out from the pack there in the slot area and having a good go of it. It would be McCarron taking on the much taller Stanley. It would only take one punch from McCarron to end this fight, and it connected absolutely solidly the entirety of the rink. Everybody in the building off of their feet, screaming and roaring at Bridgestone Arena as the two are escorted to the box for 5 minutes each. If you believe in the momentum of a fight, then this fight is about to create some momentum for the Nashville Predators. At 3:28 of the third period, it's Hellebuck coming up with a save on Luke Evangelista's drag move across the low slot. This was another strong play by Connor Hellebuck. Also a very strong play by Luke Evangelista. A lot of confidence in his offense. At the 3:54 mark of the third period, it's Hellebuck coming with a save on Philip Forsberg. 5:31 now of the third period. It's Jankowski getting another tough call against him. This time it's 2 minutes for tripping. He again disagrees with this call, and well, frankly, so do I. Saros comes up with a save on Scheifele. Then Saros does come up with a save on Velarde at the 7:34 mark of the third period. Now back to 5-on-5 hockey. It is Stastny scoring his second goal of the season. He knocks the rebound out of the air, but you got to rewind and take it all back to where Sherwood started the play. Hard on the forecheck, forces the turnover, gains possession for the Predators, and that allows them to reverse the puck around the zone, putting it on net, and that's where Stastny comes in, putting the rebound in out of the air. Great hand-eye coordination. Winnipeg still leads the game, but now just by 1 goal, 3-2 at the 8:25 mark of the third period. We find Hellebuck coming up with a save on who else but Luke Evangelista at the 9:41 mark of the third period. It is Ryan O'Reilly with his 26th goal of the season. A wrist shot from the slot after a slick delay move threw off Hellebuck's timing. This ties the game up at 3 apiece. Nashville 3, Winnipeg 3. Half a period to go. 12:53 now into the third period, and it's UC Saros coming with a save on Monahan after Carrier blocks 2 big-time shots. This was a big defensive sequence for this Nashville Predators team. At the 13:08 mark of the third period, it's Saros coming with a save on DeMello. At 14:19 of the third period, it's Hellebuck coming with a save on Tommy Novak. At the 17:13 mark of the third, it is Hellebuck coming up with a save on Roman Josi. 18:37. Hellebuck comes up with one more save on Sherwood. The teams lock things down and hold tight, each acquiring a point, which of course is of pivotal importance to this Nashville Predators team because that 1 point clinches the Nashville Predators playoff berth for the season. But we move on with this particular game. At the end of regulation, Nashville Predators outshoot Winnipeg 48-20. So the Predators had another 12 shots on goal in the third period and a 2-goal comeback to get this game to overtime. We're 23 seconds into the OT session, and it's UC Saros coming with a save on Morrissey. But at the 1:52 mark, after the Preds could not cash in on their opportunity, Connor finishes off a 2-on-1 for his 32nd goal of the season. Scheifele was the other member of that 2-on-1. That gives the Winnipeg Jets the game-winning goal. 4-3 is your final score in the overtime session. The Nashville Predators do outshoot the Winnipeg Jets for the game 48-22. And while it's tough to have the big 2-goal comeback and the huge emotional lift and then lose the game, what mattered the most, the single mission of this game, was to secure that point and clinch your playoff spot. And the Nashville Predators did exactly that in this game. It was a hell of a comeback. The Predators had a terrible section of the first period, but then through the second period, tons of pressure. The third period, tons of pressure, breaking through finally on Hellebuck and getting themselves back in this game. A 2-goal comeback is impressive stuff and happened on the home rink, and the home crowd was absolutely absolutely jacked. Got a big fight, got a couple standing ovations, a big comeback, and they secured the point to clinch a playoff spot. That's a big night at the home rink for the Nashville Predators, even though they fall in overtime to the Jets. That's going to do it for the Reroad Sports full game recap. Coming up, analysis and so much more right here on the Renegades of Puck podcast.